That phone in your drawer, the one you stopped using 2 years ago, is a Linux computer. Not a simulation of one. Not a remote connection to one. An actual Linux environment running on the phone itself. It has 8 processor cores, several gigabytes of memory, and it costs nothing to run because you already own it. Let me show you what that means and what you can genuinely do with it. The app is called Termux. Android is built on top of Linux. It has always been Linux underneath. Termux gives you direct access to that layer with a package manager and a proper terminal on top. Here is the important part. This is not an emulator. Programs are compiled for your phone's own processor and run natively at full speed. And it needs no root access at all. Now, if you search for Termux, most of what you find is about hacking. Almost all of it is nonsense. Those videos show scripts that print scary text and do nothing. You cannot break into a Wi-Fi network by typing 3 commands into a phone. What Termux actually is a real development environment. That is far less dramatic and far more useful. Installing it. There is one thing you must get right. Install Termux from F-Droid, not from the Play Store. The Play Store version was abandoned years ago. Its package servers no longer work, and nearly every problem beginners report comes from installing the wrong one. F-Droid is a free app store for open source software. Install F-Droid first, then search for Termux inside it. Once it opens, you get a shell prompt. Same as any Linux machine. Update the package list. Then install whatever you need. Python, Git, FFmpeg, Node. They install just as they would on a laptop. One extra command gives Termux access to your phone's normal storage, so you can reach your downloads folder. Before moving on, watch what the terminal is doing. The prompt is just waiting for a command. When I type a command and press enter, Termux runs the same kind of command line program you would run on a Linux laptop. You do not need to memorize everything. For a beginner, the important idea is simply command, output, next command. So what is it actually for? 5 things I use it for. 1. Running scripts. Python and Node run natively. Any automation you have written can run on a phone, offline, on battery. 2. Connecting to servers. Termux has a proper SSH client. If a server breaks while you are out, you can fix it from your phone. Properly, not through a limited app. 3. Converting files. FFmpeg is the same FFmpeg as on a desktop. Video, audio, images, batch jobs. No upload, no website, no file size limit. 4. Git. Clone a repository, read the code, make a small fix, push it. 5. And this is my favorite. Turning an old phone into a server. It is always on, it sips power, and it has a battery built in, so a power cut does not kill it. Let us make those 5 use cases concrete. First, Python. I can save a small script on the phone and run it directly. That is useful for renaming files, processing text, making API requests, or automating repetitive jobs. The script runs locally, so a simple job can still work when the phone is offline. Next is SSH. Here I am connecting to an actual SSH service. On a real setup, replace localhost with your server address. Once connected, the phone becomes a proper remote terminal. I can check the operating system, inspect logs, restart a service, or edit a configuration without carrying a laptop. Now FFmpeg. This demo creates a small test video and converts it for real. The progress numbers are not decorative. FFmpeg is decoding frames, encoding a new file, and reporting time, speed, and output size. On Android, the same workflow can resize video, extract audio, make GIFs, or batch convert files. Git is equally practical. I create a repository, make a commit, and push it to a remote repository. The demo uses a local remote, so no password or private GitHub token is exposed, but the git commands are the same commands you would use with GitHub or another hosted service. Finally, a server. A phone can host a small web page, dashboard, bot, local API, or automation process. For home projects, the built-in battery is surprisingly useful because a short power cut does not instantly kill the process. Now the honest part. What it cannot do. It cannot run desktop Linux applications with windows and buttons. It is a terminal. Android will kill background processes to save battery unless you explicitly allow them to keep running. Some packages simply are not built for phone processors, so occasionally something you want is unavailable. And it is not a laptop replacement. Typing long commands on glass is unpleasant. For anything sustained, connect a Bluetooth keyboard. That last use case is worth expanding on, because it is the one people underestimate. An old phone left plugged in is a small always-on server. It draws around 5 watts, which is roughly 30 rupees of electricity a month. It has its own battery backup. It has Wi-Fi built in. One warning, and please do not skip this. A phone kept at full charge and warm for months will swell its battery. That is a real safety issue. Many phones now include bypass charging, which powers the phone directly from the charger and leaves the battery out of it. Look in your settings for battery care or a charging limit. Turn it on. One beginner warning. A phone server is excellent for learning and low-power personal projects, but it is not automatically a secure public production server. Keep Android updated, use SSH keys instead of weak passwords, expose only the ports you actually need, and avoid storing important secrets in random scripts. Start on your local network before opening anything to the internet. In the next video, I use exactly this setup for something specific. A YouTube live stream that runs 24 hours a day. Generated in real time by a Python script. Encoded by the phone's own video hardware. Uploaded straight to YouTube. No computer and no server involved. If you have an old phone sitting in a drawer, install F-Droid, then termux and run pkg install Python. That is the whole barrier to entry. Commands are in the description. Thanks for watching.